Hello, hello. I hope that you're going to come and join me today. I'm just going to pop on here, try to do a little craft quickie again today. So funny story. I, the other day, was doing some playtime with my Prima texture paste called icing paste, and I popped on here to try that out and play with it. And while I was playing around, I used some bubble wrap to smush the paint, the icing paste onto my page and make some really interesting bubble wrap looking kind of texture. And that was fun, and it was just something that I did for fun, and I enjoyed it. Well, then my buddy Kimberly, she saw me do that, and she was inspired to try that on her page. So she grabbed her, she's primarily does scrapbooking, and so she wanted to try doing mixed media scrapbooking, and she grabbed some of this new 12 by 12 mixed media watercolor paper from Vicki Boutin, and which I have in the store, but I'm waiting on my restock. But it is actually really nice, good watercolor paper in a 12 by 12 format, and it's really awesome. I hadn't even opened it yet. She talked about how good she liked it and how much she liked it, and I said, hey, I'm going to try it too. So she did a video on YouTube. Go check her out. It's I'd Rather Be Scrapbooking, and she did a video about making a mixed media background using Distress Oxide inks, just the inks, and then her bubble wrap. So then I thought, wouldn't it be funny if I did something kind of riffing off of her, riffing off of me? Kind of fun, right? So I'm going to try the same idea on the same paper, but instead of doing oxide inks, I'm going to try doing it with Distress spray, oxide or stain, and we might mix in some of the gloss sprays. We might just get kind of fun and messy. So I just thought we would try it. She also used some Pink Fresh liquid watercolor, and I can't get that anymore. I think they've discontinued it, but I was going to try using the Distress ink re-inkers, because a lot of people like to use these as liquid watercolor. So we're going to give it a try. And part of the reason that I grabbed this, so the funny part is that we like to use packaging from things, because sometimes the packaging you can't recycle it, so you might want to reuse it. So this is actually a pack of the paper from Busy Sidewalks that I have in the store, the whole paper collection, all of them in one pack, all in easy one click to buy it, right? And so I actually bought it for myself because I'm like my best customer. And so I was like, well, where can I find some packaging? So I wanted to do something. I'm actually going to get my new packaging out. I've already opened this and used some of this paper anyway, but so this is a really good way to just reuse that packaging. Maybe put your paper in something else or take it out to use it. So I'm going to do this. So this is how she did it. And we're just going to play and have fun here for a little bit, for just a few minutes. I wanted to see what we can do with this idea. So what she did first, and I'll kind of show you how she did it. I thought I would use some fall / Halloween-ish kind of colors. I thought I would try doing some orange-ish. I don't really have the right, exactly the right color orange, so that's why I kind of thought it would be cool to do sprays instead of the actual inks, because I don't have the inks. I have more in this brand. I have the mica spray, which is the new Halloween mica spray. Don't have that in the store anymore. It's sold out. But and I don't even know if I can reorder it. But I could try. So if you want to, send me a message and I'll try to reorder it. I don't know. At this point, everybody's pretty much moved on to Christmas at this point. So let me just give it a try. Okay, so I'm just going to spray it here. This is the oxide. I'm going to spray it because what she did was she actually just, a little towel here. She smushed it. I probably sprayed way too much. And then here, let's actually mix a little bit of the mica in here to make it kind of sparkly. Ooh, that's nice and juicy. Yeah. Okay. Always wipe your sprayer off on your towel or something. So you just squish it down. This is exactly how I did it when I was doing my project, but she squished it and then she just kind of plop it down there on that background paper. right? So this is gonna have some shininess, and it's gonna have some oxidishness, okay? So this is what it looks like when it's a spray. All right, and then, you know, the fun part is, maybe you grab some paper. Don't want to waste anything, so I'm gonna get some book paper. I'm just going to smush up that. There's a lot of ink on there. You could actually just do a little bit on here too, like that. Because you know, when I riff, I can't just riff. I have to do my own thing, so, okay. It's funny because she's riffing off of my idea, so, okay. But it's so funny because, you know, I didn't even think about how I was like, oh yeah, you know, I could do that. I could do bubble wrap on, you know, with that. That would be fun. Okay, I didn't even think about that could be something new to somebody. Why is somebody honking the horn? Okay, now, I did orange. Orange looks pretty cool. Let's see, let's add, I thought we could try Twisted Citron. Seemed like it would be a bright green. I don't remember exactly what color she used. We could do a little bit here. Like I said, I don't have the ink pads. Ink pads is the same ink, it's just in a different format. This is a little more fluid. I'm gonna grab some of this, see how much orange we have on here. Try not to, you know, blend the colors too much. The bubble wrap really does make it have a fun effect. I have some green mica spray too, so we might try that in a minute. Just squish that all around, actually. You don't have to be. It's the difference between the smushing the ink and smushing the spray. See? This is like a background for a scrapbook. Or you could take this paper that's nice and big, 12 by 12, and you can cut it down into smaller pieces to make it into card backgrounds too. It would work. Or, you know, the top pieces for a card. You don't have to cut it into a whole card base. You can just use it. Okay, next we're gonna do a little bit of purple maybe. Purple's fun. Turn your paper around. Okay, let's see. Let's grab a piece of paper. Do a little bit of, let's see what we can get on here. A lot of ink, or a lot of color here. Alrighty, so here we go. Like I said, me riffing off my friend's idea who was riffing off of my idea. So, all right, next we want to try some purple. Okay, we're gonna go serious purple here, and we're gonna try the one she did was Seedless Preserves. So we're gonna do it with the Distress Ink Re-Inker, and I just have some water. I'm just gonna spray this because Distress ink just wipes up with water. Okay. And then I'm going to use some Seedless Preserves, Distress ink. I think you really have to actually do this, but okay. I'm going to put it on here. It's very, very fluid. I'm going to spray it a little bit, make it a little bit smushier. We'll see what happens because the water will probably react with the Distress oxides. So that could be really interesting. I'm just going to smush it because all the ink is going to go onto those bubbles. I like. Good thing is I turned my page around a little bit, so the concentration of the colors is not quite all in the same spot. And there we go. That's pretty cool. Oh my gosh, is that like the neatest, like Halloween looking something? Can't wait to try to make a card out of that. or go back and find some of my son's his Halloween pictures. I think it's fun. There we go. Using bubble wrap on the background to make a page. So like I said, and the cool part about these is that I believe these are acid free. So, and I was thinking about that because for scrapbookers and memory keepers, right, you want your items to last a while. So you want to make sure that the products that you're using are free of acid, because the acid is what can eat away at your photos, and you don't want that to happen. That's called being preserving your photos and being archival. And so I know that like Ranger, they have an archival ink. I always think of their archival ink as their permanent ink, right? It's acid free, but it's also permanent and waterproof, versus a distress ink is not necessarily waterproof, although you'll put it in a, if it's a scrapbook page, you'll put it probably in a sleeve in a book so that it won't, that it would be protected from liquid. You could also put a sealant on it if you wanted to. You could put some micro glaze on there from Tim Holtz. Also has micro glaze that'll help seal it, or something like that. So, but I think putting it in the sleeve will definitely protect it. So just things to think about when you're using, you know, I like to use a lot of different kinds of old book pages and ephemera, but I wouldn't necessarily use this if I was going to put a picture on the page. I would use something that looks old but actually is new, so that I know that it's going to be acid free and not hurt my photos. So something to keep in mind. Okay, I'm gonna try putting some purple on top of the green and see what that looks like, and a little bit on top of the orange, because there's a lot of purple there. That distress ink is very pigmented, so it's very strong and makes a very interesting design. But I think it looks really cool. So, all right, I think that's about it. I'm pretty good. I'm happy with this. I just wanted to see exactly what it would look like if I tried some spray, tried some ink. I think it just works almost the same way as the way that she did it with the ink pads. You know, if you did it with an ink pad, you would literally take your ink pad, and she did it, and she did not even add any water, which would make sense because it's oxide. She just took her ink pad and just kind of smushed it on the paper, on the plastic, and then smushed that on the bubble wrap and smushed that down. It's a little bit of purple on it, so it's got a little bit of different color, but you can put some water on it if you feel like it's not juicy enough. See what it does. That's got a little bit of orange there too, so yeah. You know what I mean? I'm just going to keep adding. That was a little bit of crushed olive. I was curious what color that would end up as. So there we go. Okay, cool. So I think I'm good. And thank you so much for joining me for this crafty quickie. And I hope that it helped you learn something. And you can hop over to the Peacecraft Love website and get pretty much any color of Distress Oxide or Distress ink or spray stain that you might possibly want. They're all in there, and I have a whole bunch of other Tim Holtz awesome products. I also have all his new Halloween things, including the really cool moon mask and this really cool texture paste to make it look like either a grave or a crypt. You know, it's tinted to be gray with little flecks to make it look like stone. That would be really cool. I might add something like that on top of here. So I hope that you'll come over to the website, say hi, and check me out, and hopefully see you on YouTube or again next Tuesday on Instagram. So thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.